Yeah. I saw it, Mark. Uh-huh. You played great. I know. You did a good job. You did a good job. I didn't see the vision at first. What's this? Yeah, I didn't see the vision at first, Mark, but I gotta tell you, man. You surprised me with the Dante Exum one. You surprised me. And you often do surprise me, but in the worst ways. But today, you really surprised me. All right. Okay. Okay. All right. Okay. Bye-bye. Oh, ladies and gentlemen. It's really starting to get there. It's starting to get there. The feelings of delusion. The desire to hope. The willingness to be let down yet again. It's all starting to build up. I told myself, no, not this time. Not again. But oh boy, we're getting there. Getting there. We're getting there again. What's the best website for the FIBA box scores? Because ESPN, even though they're broadcasting the fucking games, they don't have any way to view the scores. What a great ESPN. You guys are the company. You guys are the #1 company on the planet. Fucking idiots. The whole lot of them. Okay, FIBA's not popping up either. Okay. All of these websites are janky as shit. How does this affect Josh Richardson's legacy? In a negative way, if I had to guess. I don't know what Josh Richardson has to do with anything. But I actually have a lot to talk about today. I thought about making today a PowerPoint stream, but I actually have things to say today. Content's been dry, like there's not been a lot of stuff, but obviously we're back. World Cup today. Started today. Which I'm super excited about, man. I'm very, very excited about the World Cup. A few good games. You know, the Dominican Republic and the Philippines was amazing. That was a great game. The atmosphere was incredible. 55,000 people. I believe they said 55,000 people were in attendance for that, which is absolutely insane. I was pulling hard for the Philippines, but they didn't really have it. They're too small, which is why I tweeted out that I was a little bit disappointed that Karl Anthony Towns hadn't imposed his will a little bit more. He ended up having like a pretty good stat line. "26 points, but 5 of 16, you know, 4 turnovers. I'm sorry, 5 turnovers. I thought it could have been a little bit better for him. Personally, especially again, like the Philippines just didn't have a guy who could stop them really. If you guys haven't liked the stream yet, make sure you do so. It helps me out tremendously, especially early on in the stream's life cycle. Especially early on in the stream's life cycle. Especially early on in the stream's life cycle. Let's you two know we're having a great time, of which we are. This is a fun game. Man, maybe the Philippines win if Jordan Clarkson doesn't foul out there. But that was such a dumb foul. That was such a stupid foul on his end. That offensive foul, clear and obvious call. Fouls out with, what was it, like 3 minutes left? I think in a 2-point game. And yeah, so Philippines lose. Would have been awesome. I was really rooting for them. But they're probably done. The Dominican Republic's not bad. Group A, what's their, who else is in that group? Italy and Angola. So the Dominican Republic has a pretty good chance of getting out. So that's pretty exciting for them. Other games that happened today, I wish this layout was better. Oh, there we go. Angola and Italy, did not watch this game at all. Don't know anything about it. Australia, Finland, this is what we'll be talking about mainly. Mexico, Montenegro. I know that Vucevic went off. 27 points, 10 rebounds. I saw that. Is like Juan Toscano Anderson on Mexico? They don't have any NBA guys. Okay. For some reason, I thought Juan Toscano Anderson was on that team. Latvia destroyed Lebanon. Jesus. Dominican Republic, Philippines was a good game. Germany, Japan. And then Canada and France. My God. So let's talk about this game a little bit. Let me tweet out that I'm live first, actually. Before we get into this. Live right now. Dante Exum propaganda? Question mark. Dwight Powell propaganda? Question mark. Propaganda? Question mark. Going over day 1 of FIBA and reviewing a very unpopular top 100 list. Get the hell in here. So that's what we're doing today. There's a top 100 list going around from Matt Moore, aka Hardwood Paroxysm, which if you're on Twitter and a Mavs fan, you know, because he's constantly trolling Mavs fans pretty much, even though he gets mad when Mavs fans troll him back. One of those situations. What about the breaking McGee wave? Pretty sure I talked about that already a few days ago. I don't really give a shit at all. It is what it is. No action shots of Dante Exum today, on Google at least. What up, Squiggly? But man, this game, France just got shitted on in the second half, mainly in the third quarter. I was watching this game. They had 4 points in the quarter. France had 4 points in the entire third quarter with 50 seconds left. Four points. Canada was just disgusting defensively, man. They looked really good. Shea, who had a rough start to the game, had an amazing second half. Nickeil Alexander-Walker played well. Dwight Powell, a plus 35. Dwight Powell gave Canada some like legitimately great minutes, and I'm being dead serious when I say that. You might not like to hear it, but it is true. I got some highlights. I'm a little bit scared to show these, but France could have used some Embiid foul baiting. Yeah, they were lost offensively. Fournier was like their guy, obviously. And he had 21 points on 19 shots, which isn't the best, but they don't really have anyone else. Like, Gobert's obviously not doing much for you, so they really could use Embiid. They could really use Embiid because it was a struggle fest offensively for them. So much so that it worries me. They're usually a good team, but yeah, Batum was terrible. He had some nice defensive plays, but it was really rough outside of that. RJ Barrett was 1 of 10, but he played some nice defense though. I mean, Canada as a whole played some really good defense. And Dwight Powell was really good, man. Like, I'm tired of pretending he wasn't. I'm tired. Look, good. Hey, look. Good job getting back in transition. Hustling down the floor. That's what you want to see. Sprinting. Gets to his man out in the corner. Deflects the pass. You know, great work there by Dwight. Here he is. Nice find by RJ Barrett, but I mean, that's the Dwight Powell special. Flash. For some reason, Lou Dort and RJ Barrett are drawing 3 defenders. I don't know what happened there for France. Feels like it's probably Fournier's fault. Or maybe this dude. Maybe Fournier was telling this guy to switch on to RJ in the corner. And this guy came up for some reason. But anyways, I thought Dwight Powell, those were the only 2 highlights I got because I then went and ran an errand and watched the rest of the game on my phone. But no, I thought Dwight Powell played really well. And gave them some really good minutes. But Canada looked great. Sick and tired of Dwight being scapegoated from the Mavs front office, incompetence, and getting starting center for the last 6 years. Okay, so I agree with you, Cole. But a big misconception there, right? First and foremost, everyone makes this. Everyone says this. Dwight Powell's been a starter for 2 years, and I get it. It feels like he's been a starter our whole entire lives. He's been a full-time starter for 2 seasons, right? But I do agree with you. It's the equivalent of like my boss saying, "Oh, hey, listen, we're getting our office remodeled, but the architects, they had to go away. Like they were busy. So do you mind going and like building the whole new office for us?" And I'm like, "Hey, I don't know how to fucking do that. Like that's not my job. I don't know. That's not what I do." And they're like, "No, it's okay. Just go do it." And then I go and fuck it up. You can't be mad at me. You can't be mad at me. That's how I feel about Dwight Powell. Have I gotten frustrated with him in the past? Yes, but I have now begun to feel as if it's not his fault. If Powell's in the right role, he'd be Eddie Naharov fan favorite. Well, the funny thing is he did used to be a fan favorite. But I get the frustrations. But again, I feel like it's unfair to take those frustrations out on Powell, to be honest with you. If they're a starting caliber guy, he would have to only play 12, 15 minutes a game. Yeah, no, I agree with you. I'll be solid for 20 minutes off the bench. I mean, Powell already gets 20 minutes. I think too many Mavs fans think that Dwight Powell's getting 35 minutes a night. He's starting, he's putting up 8 shots. I don't know what it is. It's strange. I get the frustrations, but this is why I've become a Dwight Powell. Because I also think Dwight Powell's a fine player. Does he have his flaws? Of course he does. Yes, but I think he's a fine player. I don't think there's there's a reason why an NBA team was willing to pay him. What were the Rockets willing to give him? Wasn't it $12 million, $8 million, something like that? Fans treat him like the team puts him as the face of the franchise. Yeah, no. Slightly, can you please give your definition of walkable city? I was in Boston a week ago, and while it's a great city, walkable city is not what came to mind. It's more of a non-drivable city. Well, I've only been to Boston very briefly. I haven't spent much time there, so I can't speak on Boston. London. So big gigantic cities are not usually walkable. But I would consider a city where you don't have to drive as a walkable city. That's my definition, because you don't have to get in a car. So I can walk to the fucking bus stop. I can take a bus to the train station. Then I get on a train. Missing the Portland weather yet? Yeah. It's hell on earth here. It's terrible. There's no real point in talking about it because it's all anyone ever talks about. But God, it's so bad, dude. It fucking sucks. God. Really makes you feel like God's mad at us. Have you got the Australia tattoo yet? No, that's coming. That's coming before the season starts. Guaranteed. And we'll get to Australia here in a bit. That was a fun game to watch. They look good too. But Canada looks like real legit players. Canada looks like real legitimate players, especially if Shea, plays like this. And France, just kind of lacking something. I don't know. They look gross. That second half was terrible. It feels kind of gross if your offense is like, okay, Evan Fournier, score 40 points. That's That's kind of gross. In France, like they're in a little bit of jeopardy here. So one of the reasons why I like tournaments and stuff like this so much is even in blowouts, it's still meaningful, right? Because plus minus matters so much, because if you tie, you want to have the best point differential so you can advance. So that's like, you'll see teams, even if it's a 20-point game with 4 minutes left, teams play hard literally the entire time because you have to. And we saw that in the France-Canada game. Like, you essentially have to treat it like it's a tie game. Yeah, and Fournier went ice. Fournier was good the first half, but he went ice cold. Fournier's a beast in FIBA. He's a beast in international basketball. But he went ice cold in the third quarter, and they were fucked because of it. But if you look at their group, am I an idiot? Where is it? Okay. If you look at their group, Lebanon is terrible. God bless them. They're horrible. So France, Canada just beat them by 39 points. Latvia just beat them by 39 points. Sorry. Canada's going to whoop up on them. France will probably whoop up on them. I don't even know who's on the team. I was about to say, is that Omari Spillman? And it is. Okay, so there you go. Omari Spillman's on the team. He's yeah. So not a great squad. So that France and Latvia game is going to be intense. It's going to be intense. In Latvia, they shoot lights out, man. Dars Bertans. Wait, Davis comes off the bench? Interesting. Isn't that what the little stars mean? Bill Simmons is already sad about the KP injury stuff. I warned Celtics fans whenever they were laughing about Kyrie. I warned them. They put up 35 threes in a 40-minute game. Jesus. Letting that thing fly. I'm going to watch this Germany-Japan game at some point today. I heard Mo Wagner was going crazy. Heard Franz Wagner fucked his ankle up. Which is a little bit scary. Yeah, Mo Wagner with 25 points off the bench. Damn. I love international basketball, man. It's just so much fun. Oh, wait. Let me put out on Instagram that I'm live. I was meaning to do that too. And then we have the game that I want to talk about the most. Egypt, Lithuania. No, I'm just kidding. But what happened in this game? Any NBA guys in this game at all? Ignas Brazdeikis. I thought after Summer League, this guy was going to be the future. Oh, yeah, they have Jonas Valanciunas. Duh. 4 offensive rebounds. Just a nightmare going up against that. Who are the older guys you think join Team USA next year? Tatum, AD, KD, Curry, Dame. I think it'd be funny if they told them all to kick rocks. If you're not going to play in the World Cup, you're not playing on the Olympic team. But, I mean, if any of those guys wanted to play, they're on the team. But if I had to guess, like, AD, probably not. Curry. Has Curry ever played for Team USA? Steph Curry speaks, plans to join Team USA in 2024. Okay, well, there you go. This was a few weeks ago that he said that. All right, sorry. Who's on Team Egypt? Do they have any NBA guys? I highly doubt it, right? It would probably be a miracle if they win the game, if I had to guess. Like Germany's Schroeder saying no to Maxey. That was Schroeder's fault. I don't know what the fuck he was on about. How do you feel about Mavs center rotation right now? Do you think they need to trade before the season starts? No, but I'll save most of my thoughts for the Mavs like till we get closer to the season. I love their offseason, obviously. I think they're going to be good next year. Are they going to be a title contender? In my opinion, no. Unless something drastic happens. And because I feel that way, I feel a certain way about the moves they should make leading up to the season. Because in my eyes, 2025 is the prize. That's the year where if everything goes right, we're really putting all the pieces together. And because of that, like I'm not super... While I would love to trade for a center, it would have to be the right price. Which is why I love the idea of a Capella trade. Because I wouldn't imagine it would cost much to get him. So that's how I feel about that. All right, Australia and Finland. A fun game. The media being so low on Mavs Luka should be motivating for the team. And that's the Kyrie tax. A lot of it is the Kyrie tax, which sounds stupid, but all right, let's talk about this game. So Australia looked great. Second half, they just dominated. Second quarter onwards, really, they kind of dominated. Finland was shooting really well in the first quarter. What's this guy's name? They had one guy who was lights out from three. Celine. Couldn't miss from three at the start of the game. Was hitting some crazy shots. Markkanen looked rough. And I'm not going to blame him. Because it's no one else on this team. No one else on this team, and Australia was just relentless with him. And Markkanen's a guy who I think among 20-point per game players last year had the second highest percentage of his field goals came off of assists. So not a guy who creates for himself that often. So he needs other guys to create for him. And anytime they went to him and tried to get him to create, I mean, Australia just blitzed him and doubled and triple teamed him. Granny's son played at Duke. Oh, they have Miro Little. This guy is a freshman at Baylor. So I thought that was pretty cool. And he looked kind of okay. I mean, super young dude. I think he's like 19. Yeah, 19 years old. And is about to go play for Baylor as a freshman. So that was kind of fun. There's I think 4 college basketball players in this tournament, including that fucking behemoth from Purdue. He's on Team Canada. Yeah, they Lowry was double teamed the whole game. Australia played great. They played really good. You could tell that they played together a lot. You know, that's one of the things I like too about international basketball is you can just tell the rosters that have played together for years. And that's really how it feels watching this Australia team. Even though this is like really the first international run Josh Green's really got. Same with Giddey too. Giddey wasn't on their Olympic roster. I thought Ingles looked kind of good. He looked like Ingles. Not like peak Ingles, obviously, but, you know, he was making Ingles plays. Shooting threes. Screaming. Crazy Patty Mills finished with 25 points because he was pretty quiet for a lot of the game. And then just turned it on in the third and fourth quarter. So Josh Green played 14 minutes, came off the bench, was the 5th guy off the bench for Team Australia. I was a little bit confused by that, but I did forget that he had like an ankle injury thing, so I think he's coming back from it. And I thought he looked pretty good. He played solid defense, you know, was doing Josh Green stuff. Offensively, he's just not asked to do much. Nice steal here. This clip ends, but it ended in, I believe, Josh Green either turning it over or missing a layup. I like this defense right here. Josh Green on Markkanen. Gets switched on to Markkanen. Really does well. Disrupts that pass. Does bite on this little hesitation. But still does a decent job of, staying connected to Markkanen and forcing that kind of awkward angle. And pretty good help right there by Giddey. I don't know what the fuck this guy was doing. Just brought Giddey right to Markkanen. But I thought that was, pretty solid. Josh Green was playing really good off-ball defense. I was watching that. Pretty much anytime he was on the floor, I was just watching him. He does a really good job, staying connected to his guy. You can see here, Finland's trying to run like a ton of action off-ball. Does a nice job staying connected. Boom. Nice hustle play here. Versus the turnover. Nice work by Josh Green. Yeah, FIBA Patty Mills is a monster too. It goes to show you, good switch right there. Stays connected. Good switch. And then a really good job playing the passing lanes. Unfortunately, though, shot clock winding down does not prevent the offensive rebound. But that was a good defensive possession, and then just kind of some fuck shit. That's kind of it for Josh Green. Scored 6 points, but really only had 2 points. And most of the other, his 4 other points were in garbage time. And I know I said earlier there's no real garbage time in these games because you have to keep the games close for seeding purposes. But there was garbage time in this game. Thybulle's a better defender than Josh. Oh, well, yeah, that's his whole calling card. Matisse Thybulle was phenomenal defensively in this game. Absolutely phenomenal. Offensively, though, he's terrible. Okay? He's terrible. And that remained true today. That remained true. They offered $13 million to Thybulle. How much is Green worth? Yeah, I don't know. Green's gonna have to show something this year, though. Like, it can't just continuously be this. Oh, well, yeah. What if Josh Green does this, though? It can't be this continuous thing with him. It has to happen at some point. It has to happen at some point. Really think the difference for Green is being aggressive offensively and taking that layup? Yeah, you're 100% right. But I'm not putting. Again, I thought he played really well defensively in this game. I think all of Team Australia did. They're very connected. They switch really well. They communicate well. They got a good team. And we're about to talk about Exum, but before I do so, I do want to say Josh Giddey, who I've been somewhat high on. Like, I think he's okay. I think he's good. I don't think he's as good as some people hype him up to be. I'm starting to change my opinion on him. I'm starting to see it. Okay? He has this thing where he misses a lot of easy shots sometimes. And if those start going for him, if those little floaters around the rim and the layups start falling, if he figures out how to improve his efficiency, it's going to get there for him because he's in such good control of the game. Anytime the ball's in his hands, it feels like good things are going to happen. And I'm starting to see that vision. Bro, watch this shit. How bored are you? Not bored at all. This is great. I'm not bored. This isn't preseason football, right? So I had a great time watching it. Super happy that we have real meaningful basketball to watch. Had a blast, man. Had a blast. A commercial popped up at one point for preseason football. It took me 5 minutes to wake up out of my deep coma that I fell into. But once I got past that and the fogginess from that, I was locked in. And we were good to go. Okay? We were good to go. Okay, I can't believe I'm about to say this, but we have to talk about Dante Exum. I was interested to see what we were going to get from him, obviously. I missed you too, Squiggly. I was interested to see what we were going to get from him because, in theory, not Matisse Thybulle. Dante Exum is the Mavericks' Frank Ntilikina replacement, which is an end-of-bench guy who comes in when you need defense and is a desperation ball handler, oh my God, we're in foul trouble, or this player's hurt and you have to play. So my expectations for him are not that high. I really don't mind, taking shots on international guys like this. I think it's smart. They did it last year with Tyler Dorsey. Didn't work out, whatever. I don't mind doing this. It's risk-free, and you only really need one to hit. But those things are starting to change. Because Dante Exum played really, really good in this game. And I think for me, what stood out more than anything else, right? Because the stats, the stats aren't amazing, but I'll get into it later. Like, he played better than the stats say. What stood out to me more than anything else was in the third quarter, it's a close game out of halftime. Australia played really good in the second quarter, but I think it's, a 7-8 point game at halftime. Their game plan in the third quarter as a team was give Dante Exum the ball. Let Dante Exum run the offense. That was their game plan. And that stood out to me tremendously. Because, again, this is a good team. Australia has a good team. They have ball handlers, Patty Mills, Josh Giddey. In theory, Josh Green's a ball handler. Like, Joe Ingles could even kind of run an offense from time to time. So that really shocked me. And then what shocked me even more was he was incredible. Like, he was a walking paint touch. He was in the paint almost every time he touched the ball. He knocked out a couple of threes. He had some nice passes. It was, like, shocking to watch. I liked his aggressiveness. I liked how, he got out in transition. That's a nice aggressive attack right there. Got fouled. You like to see it. Catch, go immediately, no hesitation. Nice move to draw the foul. Running the pick and roll. Nice patience. Going at Markkanen, who's a good defender. And that's a nice pass right there. Again, I was shocked. There's Joe Ingles screaming. I love how intense these games get. That Philippines Dominican Republic game got intense. I mean, that's a nice pass, right? In traffic. Beautiful. His aggressiveness, it just really stood out to me. Outside of Markkanen, this Finland team is terrible, so I don't want to take too much away from it. But the process looked really good. And here's off of a make. Exum running the floor. Nice patience, slows it down. Matisse Thybulle getting out in transition. A good find by Exum. Here's more good offense from Exum. Into the paint. Comes out. That's all right. Put some pressure on the defense. Patty Mills. Got a good look from three. Here's Exum drifting off of a pass. Off ball. Finding space. Knocking down the three. Here's Exum. Off a turnover. Pushing the pace. Putting pressure on the defense. Had to stop ball, which left the big dude open. Good things happen when you run the floor. Good things happen. There's nothing to take away from any of these three games. Yes, there is. All right. Hey, B-Dot, go watch highlights from the fucking Browns-Bills preseason snooze fest. We don't give a shit here. All right? Go watch the highlights from the Ravens-Buccaneers 21-3 preseason snooze fest. All right? All right? Here's another nice three from Exum. In the corner, open. Nice find by Ingles. There he is, off the catch. Nice drive. Beautiful finish. Beautiful. I mean, the aggressiveness. Getting into the paint. Look at that. A nice little dump off. I mean, hello? Pick and roll. Gets a switch. Nice move. Nice up and under. Didn't finish. But that's a nice move. So, yeah, I mean, I thought Exum played really well. Of course we care about FIBA basketball. Dudes on a basketball-centric channel complaining about us watching basketball. Can you believe it, man? What a world we live in. Fans might get irritable if Exum gets more run than Omax. I wish I could move this heart thing because I can't see the end of the messages. But, I mean, if Exum's playing well, is Dante Exum going to find his way into the starting rotation? That would be shocking. That would be a little bit surprising, but I could definitely see him brute forcing himself into a pretty sizable role, to be honest with you. I mean, yeah, Exum has a chance to be the third ball handler. Like, I would have to say that's Hardy's job to lose probably, but if the team feels more comfortable with Exum and feels like, you know, Exum can still play defense too and doesn't necessarily need the ball in his hands, then it is possible that Hardy loses that spot to Exum. So we'll see. Again, like, B-Dot is right in a way. You don't want to take too much away from one, you know, international game, but a rookie that never played professional versus a 28-year-old confident ball handler. Come on. Need some examples of players who were expected to be into bench players but ended up having real impact on playoff teams. Any guys you think of? I feel like it feels like it happens quite a bit. Any player on the Miami Heat? I don't see Hardy as a ball handler at the moment right now. Maybe that changes soon, though. I gotta be honest. I'm not like as bullish on Hardy as some people are. Like, you guys know I love him to death, but I wouldn't like. I would really lower my expectations for him because you're setting, like, a lot of Mavs fans are setting him up for disaster. If Exum plays well in quarterfinals, semifinals, finals, how would that increase his playing time with the Mavs? Probably none. He's going to have to come and be good on the Mavericks, but Hardy didn't help himself in the summer league with the handling. Hardy was asked to be something he's not, which is the engine of an offense, so I wouldn't really put that. Hold on, I saw the latest video. I thought this was a parody channel. No, this is real, legit basketball takes. If you guys haven't watched the video I put out yesterday, the Trae Young video, you really should. You really should. I think it's one of my better videos I've made. Unfortunately, it didn't do well. But what are you going to do? His decision-making was horrible, though. Hardy's? Yeah, but again, you know, he was asked to do stuff that he's not going to be asked to do in the NBA, at least not at this point. What if we trade Luka so we could form a championship team around Hardy? Oh. A 6'5", 6'6" athletic guy that can defend, a good playmaker who can handle the ball and has improved his shooting. Oh no, what are we going to do? That was a good video, bro. You should make more in that similar format. That's my goal. That's why content's been slower, because that video took me a very long time to make. Like, especially compared to my other videos, which I can crank out in a day. But I'm happy you guys liked it. I think it's a good video. Turned me on Trae Young. Good. I'm sick of the hatred. We should be propping up. If you're a Mavericks fan, we should be propping up Trae Young. Okay? We should be propping up Trae Young. Just watched the Trae Young video. Thanks for spreading the good word. You know me. I think Trae Young suffers in the smallest part because of his look. Hot players get their faces everywhere. I said that in the video. I think you're 1,000% right. Like, it sounds stupid. It sounds fucking stupid. But I actually unironically believe that to be true. You think Trae PR team is to blame because the villain persona is really unnecessary? No, I think the villain persona is great. Like, it's good. Villains are good in the NBA. And I think Trae's actually a pretty good one. Because he has swagger, right? he plays that style where he could kill you. Like, he can go off for 45 points. And you're just like, holy shit, what just happened? Not one of the no, definitely not one of the greatest villains. Definitely not. That role is currently filled by Draymond Green. Has Trae actually played for a good coach? I mean, no, that's fun. It's funny because when the Nate McMillan stuff happened, people got mad at Trae for running out Nate McMillan. The funny thing was, Lloyd Pierce was fucking terrible, right? So they fired him. Good choice. Then they bring in Nate McMillan for the interim coach. Okay, yeah, whatever. They go on that run. They make the Eastern Conference Finals. You probably can't find it on this channel because I've had to private a lot of old content because of copyright stuff. But I was saying that's a big mistake. Like, because they're going to keep Nate McMillan around, who is terrible. So, huge mistake. And then, boom, once you know it, Nate McMillan is a terrible coach. God bless the guy. Villains have to be interesting, though, and not complain. You get Dylan Brooks otherwise. See, but Dylan Brooks could be a great villain. Like, he could be. But he didn't embrace it. He started crying at the end. Being a villain is harder than it seems. You have to have a really good outlet for the stress of being a legit psycho. That's very true. That's why KD couldn't handle it. LeBron in Miami handled it perfectly. And he was incredible in that role. Trae's been somewhat disappointing in his last two playoff series. See, I thought he was great against the Celtics. They stood no chance in that series. They stood no chance in that series, and Trae played really, really well in the final few games. In the Heat series, he was absolutely terrible. Okay, what is this? Sorry.
I don't think the Luka Kyrie thing's gonna work.
But by the way, this is such a Bill Simmons ass thing. The title of this podcast, I laughed my ass off when I saw it today. I haven't listened. Charles Barkley's NBA NFL summer takes. Okay, that's fun. That's the first part of the title. Second part, plus the Jewish pop culture pantheon. What? That's the most Bill Simmons ass podcast title I've ever heard. The Jewish pop culture pantheon. And Charles Barkley.
Work. And
me neither. Kyrie gets traded, that's where it goes.
Yeah, I was surprised. Like I say, I was surprised they gave him that much money, but like I say, I don't think the Luka Kyrie thing's gonna work. And
me neither.
Yeah,
I'm not a fan. Last basketball thing, Jimmy.
I don't think the KP thing's gonna work. Not a fan. Not a fan. If you swap Luka for Trae in that Hawks series, do you think they still have no chance? Yeah. I mean, I'm really done. I'm done pitting Luka and Trae against each other. I really am. It doesn't make sense from a Mavericks fan perspective to do that because Trae, like, Luka's better. We won, okay? We won. Luka and Trae seem like legit friends off the court. And Trae has done nothing really to stir the pot outside of answer a few questions. That much money, we got him at basically the best deal we could have. Yeah, I know. I don't, whatever. I'm done. Well, just got to prove him wrong. Just got to prove him wrong. That's it. Got to prove it on the basketball court. Because you gave them ammunition last year. Last year, you gave them all the ammo to shit on you for the next few months. And you deserved it. That was embarrassing and pathetic. But now, next year, this upcoming season, it's time to prove them wrong. And of course, big NBA scheduled Mavs versus Hawks on rivalry week. Yeah, that's true too. But that's fun though. It could be a fun rivalry, you know, like with the draft trade and everything. But neither team is good enough, really. Volume ranking Luka 10th. That's the dude on YouTube, right? I mean, I can't in good faith give any top 100 ranking that has Luka 10th any credence whatsoever. Like, I'm sorry. I watched that guy's video. I actually like most of his stuff, to be honest with you. I watched his video and I kind of got where he was coming from because Luka didn't make playoffs, is what he was saying, but I still just can't do it. Where would you put Luka currently in the NBA? He's the 4th best player. I did a top 100 list a few months ago. He was 4th. I'll do another top 100 list heading into the season, and he will still be in the top 4. So, Giannis, LeBron, Embiid, Joker are better. Embiid, no. AD and LeBron higher than Luka? Oh, you're talking about, yeah. Yeah. He had AD and LeBron. Like, LeBron, come on. There's no way, dude. There's no way in 2023 you can have LeBron ahead of Luka. Like, I'm sorry. Pick a side was talking crazy about Luka. Really? Because Joel usually defends him. What were they saying? Well, this stream's actually going to be shorter than I was expecting, which is fine because I have stuff to do. But I do want to kind of close out. Another thing I want to say. Should I stream the games tomorrow? I'm not going on Fanspo. So tomorrow's slate of games, we have South Sudan versus Puerto Rico. Riv and Joel were on Luka's side, but Dells and Drew were saying Tatum is better than Luka. Here's my thing with the Tatum is better than Luka thing. God, I can't believe we fucking do this every day, it feels like. My thing's always going to come down to this. Because there was like a tweet that was getting some traction. Because there was someone tweeted out who's a player who are two players who are close together, but their perceptions are super far apart. And somebody did Luka and Tatum, saying that they're close, but Luka's kind of overrated and Tatum's underrated. What the fuck are you talking about? Like, who could possibly say Tatum is underrated? Who? Who? By who? Okay? But anyways, in the Tatum and Luka debates, because defense always gets brought up, I'm very confused as to how playmaking is never discussed. Like how is playmaking never brought up? Because they're not even comparable. Tatum is, if you want to consider Tatum a superstar, he's bar none the worst playmaking superstar there is. He's like a solid playmaker. But compared to his peers at that star level, he's probably like the worst playmaker. Right? Again, he's solid at it. I'm not saying he's a bad playmaker. Like, he's solid. But compare him to the other top 7, 8 guys. Where Luka is a generational playmaker. Generational. They're not even remotely close in that department. 95% of non-Mavs fans say Luka's a ball hog because they don't watch and they don't understand what they're seeing. That's what it is. Like, yes, Luka has the ball in his hands the most. Guess why? Because he's fucking good. All right? And he constantly generates fantastic looks for everybody else on the team. And it's also why the Mavericks have consistently been one of the best offenses in the NBA every single season, despite the same shit people say every single season. It just so happens magically, oh my God, Luka's a ball hog, fucking fat fuck ball hog. But it just so happens, wouldn't you know it, every season at the end of the year, Mavericks top 10 offense, Mavericks number 1 offense, Mavericks number 4, Mavericks number 5. Is Tatum really a superstar? I don't mind putting him in that tier, but if he is, he's the worst one. he's sort of reaching where like Paul George was in Paul George's prime, where he's like the cutoff. If you're better than Paul George, if you were better than Paul George at Paul George's peak, you were a superstar. Worse, you're not a superstar. That's kind of where Tatum's at. If Luka's a ball hog, tell me who should have had the ball in their hands besides him last year before the Kyrie trade. Yeah, I mean, they can't. They can't answer for that. Let's ignore the fact that Jalen Brunson had a higher usage rate in the playoffs in the Western Conference Final run than Jaylen Brown did that postseason. Like, let's just ignore that. Let's ignore that fact. On We Talk Mavs, Young Mustard claimed Luka didn't involve KP enough. Young Mustard? Didn't involve KP enough. Oh, brother. All right, so Slovenia starts at 6:30 in the morning. Do I get up and stream it? Would anybody be interested in that? Would anybody at all be interested in that? Because then we could parlay that into a Team USA stream. If you stream, why not? Why not? Because if I wake up at 6 in the morning on a Saturday and there's 34 people in here, I'm gonna be pissed off. Okay? What is it, Central Standard Time? 6:30 in the morning. I'm from Slovenia. Okay, I guess I could just vibe out with my Europeans, my fellow Europeans. I feel like I'm a European at heart, with, my disdain for this country. I feel like I'm a European at heart in a lot of ways. Where you watch the games. So I'm a dumbass. I did not realize all of these games are on ESPN Plus. I did not realize all these games are on ESPN Plus. So if you have ESPN Plus, you can watch all of these games. You can also watch it on Courtside 1891, but it costs $20. It's a one-time $20 fee. You get access to all of the games. But I didn't know it was on ESPN Plus, which I have. I have ESPN Plus. I don't even know how. I don't know how I have ESPN Plus, but I have it. So I paid for Courtside 1891, which I actually kind of think is garbage. You can't rewatch the games. You can't rewatch the full games. I don't know. I don't know if it's like you have to wait a few hours or something, but ESPN Plus, you can just rewatch the games the moment they end. What's cheaper, ESPN Plus or Courtside? Hulu, Disney, ESPN Plus bundle? I think that's probably what it is that I have. I don't remember getting it. Courtside's a one-time $20 fee. I think ESPN Plus is like a subscription. So you could probably get ESPN Plus for like $10 and then just cancel it after the games. But after the World Cup's over. The Team USA games will like actually be on ESPN. Basically any college game and every NHL game. Yeah, I actually think, as much as I shit on ESPN, I actually think I actually think ESPN Plus is like a legitimately good service. So we'll see. So tentatively, I want to get up and stream it. That's kind of my plan right now. But if that doesn't happen, I'll go live after and do kind of like we did today. What's Luka's over-under for points tomorrow? Good question. I don't know. And I'm not pulling it up because right now we're focusing. So this was making waves yesterday. Hardwood Paroxysm, also known as Matt Moore, who again, if you're on Twitter a good amount, he finds himself in a good amount of heat pretty often. And yesterday was no different. Matt Moore, no stranger to controversy on Twitter and getting screamed at by every single fan base magically. You know how impressive how impressive your takes have to be to get every fan base mad at you? That takes some elite stuff. That's some elite propaganda spreading. Mavs fan instigator. Yes, he always stirs the pot with the Mavs and then gets mad when people call him out on it. But anyways, he posted this top 100. And I have not seen all of it, but I have seen some of it. And I'm going to look at it. And we're going to react to it to close out the stream. Now, I have to say, I always respect people who make top 100 lists. I've done them myself. They're difficult. They're hard. They're not easy to make. And no one's going to agree with you. There's always going to be some people that disagree with you, no matter what. I'm the only one who's ever done it successfully. Okay? I'm the only one who's ever put out a perfect top 100 list that nobody's had any disagreements with. But I'm a different, I'm a different breed. I'm a different cut above some of these other guys. So it's understandable. I get it. It's all good. But let's see. Here's what I weighed while trying to determine the 100 best players in the NBA. Regular season performance, playoff impact on winning, availability due to health or other factors, aka the Kyrie Irving factor. Immediately, I'm rolling my eyes. Expectation of decline due to age, expectation of improvement due to younger age, liabilities due to offensive or defensive weaknesses. So I feel like that's pretty fair. Of course, the Kyrie shot. Guys, you want a quick little pat on the back from all the other annoying fucks on Twitter? Just throw a Kyrie jab in there somewhere. It's easy points. So annoying sometimes. Okay. I've seen some of these. I haven't seen all of them. So we'll see. Jokic number 1. Giannis number 2. Steph number 3. No problem so far. Luka number 4. Okay. I have 0 disagreements. 0 disagreements. Over under 26.5 points for Luka tomorrow. I think this is a pretty solid top 4. Now, I am kind of curious how Luka drops 1 spot in playoff ranking, which is interesting. Oh, do we want to have a conversation about this? Do we want to have a serious, honest to God conversation about this right here? Or should we just save it for another day? Also, Giannis 2 spots ahead of Luka in playoff rankings. Do we want to have like a legit, honest conversation, or should we just save it for a different day? Is it not worth our time right now? Tatum number 5. Okay, I'm honest to God, I have no problems with this so far. There's nothing wrong with this list so far, besides arguing semantics with the playoff rankings. Giannis has a ring. Listen. Put Luka on any of the above teams and he has a ring. Okay? That's just what I'm saying. Jimmy Butler. Okay. Jimmy Butler at 6 is really high. I think that's a little bit too high. What is spread value referencing? I believe, I could be wrong here. I believe that means like that's how much this player impacts a spread by himself. So if Luka was not playing, the spread would be affected 5.5 points. So if the Mavericks were like a 1.5 point favorite, they'd then be a 4.5 point underdog. That's what I'm guessing. Or 5, whatever. I'm not doing math. Jimmy at 6 feels aggressive. Is Jimmy a better postseason player than Luka? I mean, we're talking about one of the, like, just in recent history, one of the best postseason performers we've ever seen. What's your predictions of James Harden? Like, where he is on this list, or like where he ends up going? I think he probably stays in Philly. I mean, I have no clue. Or where he is on this list, I'll guess like in the 20s, in the early 20s. I think that's about where I had him. Jimmy was shit in his last 7 playoff games. Jimmy really wasn't the same in the postseason after he got hurt. What was that, game 1? Game 1 against the Knicks? Game 1 against the Knicks, right? Obviously, he was unbelievable in that series against the Bucks. Like, that was insane what he did. Jimmy at 6 feels high. I do get it, though. I do get it. Devin Booker at 7 ahead of KD. Hey, I respect it. I respect it. Actually, I think I did the same exact thing. Let me go to my top 100 list from earlier, from a few months ago. I think I did the exact same thing. So I respect it. Top 100 players to end the season. Okay, boom. Beautiful graphics. Beautiful graphics. Yeah. All right. Hey, I respect it. I respect it. Joel at 9. I actually respect it. I had Joel at 7. So far, honest to God, Booker and terrific passing skills in the same sentence. No, Booker's a pretty good playmaker. Embiid's playoff ranking goes all the way down to 17. No, that's actually hilarious. No, this is actually, I have disagreed with Matt Moore a trillion times, but this is actually genius. This is perfect. This is bar none the best thing he's ever done. Tremendous. I'm being dead serious. 17. Jesus Christ. Shea Gilgeous-Alexander at 10. I have no qualms. I have no qualms with this list whatsoever. This is unreasonably high. No, it is not. No, it is not. Kawhi at 11. I understand it. I had Kawhi 9th. I just can't. I know he's never healthy, but Jesus Christ, when he is, he's so good. I can't shake the memories of him just annihilating the Mavericks. I just can't do it. New enemy for Matt Moore, the entire city of Philly. I feel like they've lost I feel like they've lost some footing. Yeah, he is. Matt Moore redemption arc is definitely underway. I feel like they've lost some footing with this recent postseason disaster to add on to all the other 6 playoff disasters for Embiid. Like, okay, at a certain point, you've lost. You've lost the battle. You haven't lost the war yet, but it's it's like 1944 in Germany. The walls are closing in. LeBron at 12. Yeah, I think this is fine for current LeBron. Still insane that he's this far into his career and he's a top 12 player. It's still crazy. No qualms yet. Dame at 13. Okay, I mean, just going off of last year's play, he's probably better, but all right. What's your prediction on James Harden? I'm going to say 26 for Harden. Better 76 for Embiid or AI. AI took them to a finals. So if Embiid got traded next summer after another playoff disappointment, I guarantee you every Philly fan would say AI easily. If Kawhi was healthy, does he win a chip the last 3 years? Yes, 100%. I think that Clippers team 2021 that beat the Mavericks in 7, that went to the Western Conference Finals, where Kawhi tore his ACL, game 2 in the second round against the Jazz, that team wins the finals. Anthony Davis, number 14. Okay. Donovan Mitchell, 15 feels high. This is the first time I'm like, okay, but I think I had Donovan Mitchell at 18, so it's not like there's that big of a... I had Donovan Mitchell 18, so, not that big of a difference. Don't really have too much of a problem with this. Jot 16, no problem. Okay, Tyrese Halliburton at 17 high. That's really high. That's like, I'm choosing to be irrationally high on Halliburton. I respect it. You want to have your players that you plant a flag on. That was me with Shea forever, so I get it. I'm here for it. It just feels high to me. I do love Tyrese Halliburton though, but is Tyrese Halliburton better than Jalen Brunson? Honest to God, I don't think so. Where did I have Hallie at? Is Tyrese Halliburton better than De'Aaron Fox? Darius Garland? I'd Halliburton 33. 17 feels high, but I respect it. Siakam at 18 feels high as well. I'm begging you to understand how good Siakam is. He's an elite defender at multiple positions and averaged 24, 8, and 6 last season. Definitely a good player that I feel like gets brushed under the rug, but top 20? That feels high. Pacers are sneaky going to be a top 6 team in the East. No, I think the Pacers will be pretty good. I have a team in the East that I'm willing to die on a hill for, and it's almost a suicide mission. I'm not going to spoil who it is because I think I'm going to make a video about them, but it will shock you. It will probably be the last team you expect. But I look at their roster, and I was watching some old games for a certain player, and I kept thinking to myself, this team might be good next year. But I'm not going to say who it is. It's not the Magic. The Magic are an easy one. No, it's not the Wizards. I think the Wizards are going to be a trash can. De'Aaron Fox at 19? Okay. Yeah, no real problems with that. Jalen Brunson at 20? Yeah, I mean, no real problems with that either. I think Brunson's better than Fox and Halliburton, but, you know, whatever. It's not the Pistons either. Should I just say it? I'll say it when someone guesses it. Markkanen at 21? Yeah, I mean, Markkanen was incredible last year. Like it's even better than what you think. Because we all know it was good. But it's even better than you think. And then you factor in it's Charlotte. I'm being dead serious, it is Charlotte. British League is called the BBL. How embarrassing for my country. Well, I mean, okay, you Brits have the BBL, the BBC. Like, you guys are not doing yourselves any favors. Slightly insane. I just feel like their over-under is insane. Over-under only projects them to win like 3 more games than last season. And that was with no Miles Bridges at all. That was with LaMelo missing like the majority of the season. I'm struggling to understand how they're not way better than last year. Kyrie at 23rd. Actually, I'm going to be honest with you. I expected him to be... I actually expected him to be much lower than this, so... There are knocks I can provide on his on-court game, most notably his penchant for destroying great ball movement with unnecessary isolation. But this is mostly for his unreliability. I cannot rank a player in the top 20 if I don't know what zip code they'll be in when their team needs them, or if they'll demand a trade every 3 weeks. Anthony Davis has demanded 1 fewer trade than Kyrie has. Anthony Davis and Kyrie have both been traded the same amount of times since 2017. Damian Lillard has demanded a trade more recently. Joel Embiid, you don't even know what zip code he's going to be in the playoffs because he's not going to be there. KD has demanded more trades recently than Kyrie Irving. Paul George at 24. Yeah. Anthony Edwards at 25. Jamal at 26. So Matt Moore's like a Nuggets guy. So I was kind of surprised that Jamal Murray's not higher than this. Honest to God, I don't really have any problems with this list yet. And like, I think the Tyrese Halliburton ranking's a little egregious, but I actually respect it. Especially because for him, this is also kind of like a predictive list too. Sabonis at 27. I'm way lower on Sabonis than most people, but actually 27 feels lower than where most people would have him, I feel like. I had Sabonis at 36. Playoff ranking 67th. I'm not going to lie, I kind of fuck with this list. See, how is Kyrie 37 in playoff ranking? Now, that's where I'll start to, like, push back a little bit. Like, Anthony Edwards is better in the playoffs than Kyrie Irving based off what? Yeah, Sabonis 67 playoff ranking is actually hilarious. Kristaps Porzingis 28th. Yeah. Drew Holiday 29th. Okay. Trae Young 30. You know, People hate Trae Young. It is what it is. What up, Sully Bias? You see Luka versus Tatum debate breaking out all over Twitter today? Yeah, we talked about it briefly a few minutes ago. I get being low on Trae Young. I get it. I'm not. I think he's great. I think he's great. Bam at 31. See, I personally, give me Bam over KP. Give me Bam over Sabonis easily. Sabonis, see ya. Get kicked to the fucking curb. Give me Bam over Sabonis easily. Jaylen Brown at 32 feels kind of lowish, but I actually kind of respect it. Jaren Jackson Jr. at 33. Yeah, we passed it. Wait, did we pass it? Yeah, we passed Anthony Edwards. He had Ant at 25. KP over Jaren Jackson? I think Trae's better than Tyrese Halliburton pretty comfortably. I feel like any of the qualms you have with Trae, can't you have the same exact ones with Tyrese Halliburton? Like, it's not like Tyrese Halliburton's a good defender. Like, he's bigger. Okay. Why isn't MP on this list? He scored 153. 153, 15, and 10. That's it? You only got 15 boards? And 10 assists? Freaking and vibing, baby. Freaking and vibing. He's cuter. No, you're right. Who the hell is MP? My player. 2K. They call you MP because for some reason they have to give you a nickname. I would just rather not have the nickname. Freaking and vibing. That was the dumbest fucking shit of all time. Freaking and vibing. President. That one was terrible. DJ, because you were a DJ. What were some of the other ones? The president of basketball was insane because in the story, I know we're way off track here. In the story, Coach K calls your phone. Coach K calls your phone and says, "Is this the president of basketball?" It made me want to throw up. Mr. President. Oh, Che was pretty bad too. I don't even, why did they call you that one? The 2K16 one was hilarious for a lot of different reasons. Spike Lee made it. Summertime Basquiat. Who dies in a car crash at the end of the story. Like, what the fuck? That story got so dark out of nowhere. Like, your goofball, low-life friend dies in a car accident at the end of the story. And that's how the story ends. You have a twin sister who is, like, so you have parents. And, you know, they motion capted and they had actors. So you have black parents, right? Which, you know, you could explain away if you're wanting to do, like, role-playing, right? You could explain away by saying, oh, I'm a white guy. I got adopted, right? But you have a black twin sister. So shout out to Florida. It was just a hilarious story. And your nickname was Frequency Vibrations because you were kicking in the womb. I don't know. Pretty hilarious in retrospect. Michael B. Jordan's OJ. Yeah, fresh squeezed orange juice. That shit was terrible too. But it's honestly, like, over the years I've grown to appreciate its corniness a little tiny bit, but it is a little bit excruciating that you can't skip it. So in 2K23, you had to walk around with the fucking hot dog on your head before you could play an NBA game. Like, you couldn't play the next game unless you went to the fucking studio with a hot dog on your head to make a rap song with J. Cole. Like, oh my God, it was excruciating. Anyway, sorry, let's move on. Kel Bridges at 34. Darius Garland at 35. See, I love Darius Garland. I would have him above Mikal. But it's like nothing too egregious. God, playoff ranking 139. Jesus. He was really bad against the Knicks. But, man, like, you have playoff guys who have not even been in the playoffs over him. I guess I don't understand. The rumblings are Madden 24 is much improved in the last 10. Dude, it's like comparing dog diarrhea to just normal dog shit. Like, it's all terrible. Zach LaVine at 37. Okay. That's actually, like, a lot of people are lower on Zach LaVine than that. Playoff ranking 119. Yeesh. Damn. Desmond Bane at 36. Okay. I like LaVine better than Desmond Bane. I'd rather have Zach LaVine pretty comfortably. Chris Middleton 38. Brandon Ingram 39. Zion 40. Fred VanVleet 41. Whoa. That feels very high. But let me see who's below him before I freak out. Cameron Johnson at 42 also feels high to me, but I was higher on him though too. So Julius Randle at 43, Brook Lopez at 44, Aaron Gordon at 45, DeMar at 46, Cat at 47. I'm not gonna lie, guys. I actually agree with a lot of this list. He's low on Cat. I'm low on Cat. I mean, I thought this was high for Fred VanVleet, but I honestly can't say I would rather have any of these guys below him. I think personally, I'd rather, like, I'm looking at this from a Mavs perspective when I say I'd rather have Aaron Gordon than Fred VanVleet, obviously, but not being lost running an offense is an underrated skill. Yeah, it really kind of is. Vucevic at 49 feels pretty high, to be honest with you. It's Jared Allen, top 50 after his playoff performance, feels a little bit high. B-Dot, 9 months of the Slightly Delusional Club. NFL season 15 days away. Sorry. Cam Johnson greater than Beal. Yeah, that one's a little extreme. Franz Wagner at 50. All right, I respect it. I figured out today that Wingstop was founded in Garland in 1994. I hate to be that guy because I feel like people are always annoying when they say shit like this. My favorite wings are my own wings. Okay? Once I learned how to make wings, I can't eat at other wing places anymore. Seeing KP at 28 is discouraging. Well, that's a stupid high ranking for KP. He was great last year, though. Nick Claxton at 51. Paolo at 52. Derek White, 53. Draymond at 54 feels low. I think you have to have Draymond in the top 50. Where did I have Draymond? I'm just too lazy. Dude, wings are really... If you have an air fryer, wings are so easy to make. Genuinely so easy. I don't even coat mine in flour. Nothing. I just season them shits, throw it in the air fryer for 16 minutes. Boom, pop them out. Put some sauce on it. They're way healthier. They taste better. You don't feel like complete and total shit afterwards. A good what if scenario is Draymond on the Mavs. Yeah, it is. An air fryer. No, it's great in the air fryer. I got an expensive ass air fryer. Hold on, I'm looking through. Okay, haven't seen LaMelo yet. I'm trying to figure out who we haven't seen yet. Haven't seen LaMelo yet. Haven't seen Mobley yet. Our lists are like kind of very similar. Air fryer gives you cancer? Don't tell me that, bro. I literally use my air fryer at least one time a day minimum. Sorry. I used to as well. I'm not even going to research that because I don't want to. Oh, you comparing Jayson, Tatum to Luka again? That's a good caption. That's actually how I feel. I don't care. It's worth it. See, like, okay, pretty much any way you prepare foods can fuck you up because, I mean, like, if you go get wings from Wingstop, guess what? Right? You think you're not consuming cancer? All the fat and fucking oil that they use? Hate at 57. Okay, Austin Reeves at 58. Whoa. Jesus. That's high. But yeah, Draymond needs to be higher for sure. So, Austin Reeves hate, I guess. Hate might be the wrong word, but annoyance. Like, is that a better word? People being annoyed. People being annoyed at Austin Reeves feels higher than ever. I like Austin Reeves a lot. Like, I have no problem with him being on Team USA. I have no problem. He was in my top 100. I have no problem with him being in top 100 list. 58 feels high, but he's good, man. Like, he's really damn good. And he was really good in the playoffs. He was like running their offense at times for a team that made the Western Conference Finals. Like, he's nice. And he's a player who, like, I'm very comfortable with in the playoffs. Good in half-court settings, can create offense for himself, can play off-ball, pretty solid defender. I like Austin Reeves. I have no problem with him being... Again, 58 feels high to me, but, you know, whatever. I don't really have that strong of a reaction to it. Walker Kessler at 59. Nice. Trey Murphy at 60. Trey Murphy's really nice, too. I like this list, man. Okay, Mobley at 61 is feels low, but I can see where he's coming from. Because if you're high on Mobley and you're high on the upside, you're gonna have him higher, which is me. But if you're like not that high on his upside, and it's more so of like, what have we seen? What have we actually seen from Mobley in his career? Then this makes sense. So I can't believe the Lakers made the Western Conference Finals after that start. Yeah, no. They had a great trade deadline. Expectations are cruel. I'm disappointed with what Mobley has been. There's so much potential, and he has all the tools in the world. But what is Mobley truly elite at? He's got to show something this year offensively. Year 3, like, he's really got to show something offensively. He finished second in Defensive Player of the Year voting though. Like, he's really good defensively. DeJounte at 62. Okay, yeah, I like it. I loved how the Hawks looked with Murray running the offense last year when Trae Young was hurt or off the bench or on the bench. However, the numbers didn't love it. Yeah, because it wasn't good. I disagree with that first part. It was not good. Trust me. I just went back and rewatched a lot of Hawks stuff for that Trae Young video I did. It was not good. I actually thought about having a whole section dedicated to DeJounte Murray because while I did love that trade at the time, I did. I think it's a disastrous fit. And I think a big reason why is I don't like DeJounte Murray's game. I don't know where he fits. The mid-range heavy, needs the ball in his hands, and an incredibly overrated defender. I don't know what you should really be expecting out of DeJounte. Beal at 63. Beal's harsh, but I mean, I don't think that's that harsh. I'm trying to figure out where I had Beal. So I had Mobley 39. But I'm a Mobley believer, but he does have to show it. Okay, I had Beal 48. We've yet to see LaMelo. Who else have we yet to see that I'm high on? Have we not seen Gobert yet? Where do you put Atlanta in the East if they get Siakam? Pretty high. Let's continue. Tobias Harris at 64. Whoa. I do remember you. I was actually, the moment I said that, I was waiting for your response. The The moment I said that. Because yes, you were low. You did hate that trade. Tobias Harris gets too much criticism for his third option role in the Sixers. Thank you. Finally, somebody agrees with me. Thank you. Tobias Harris defenders, we have a new soldier to add to the front lines. All right. I agree wholeheartedly. Did you watch the Latvia? No, I did not watch that. I'm gonna rewatch some of the game, or I guess watch. How do you guys say that? Old, like, if the game's already happened, you don't say rewatch if you haven't watched it yet, right? Tyler Hero 65. Okay. Caruso 66. Gobert 67. I think Gobert's a little bit better than this. Like, it was disappointing, obviously, in Minnesota. And Gobert is probably the funniest player in the league to make fun of. But I still think he's good. Like, I still think he's a little bit, like, if we, like, take out contracts and stuff, like, he's better than Tobias Harris. He's better than Caruso. You know what I mean? Brutal stuff from Minnesota. To see this list, and Walker Kessler is already ahead of Rudy Gobert. Yeesh. Scotty Barnes at 68th. Yeah. Disappointing year for Scotty. Maxey at 69. Kuzma at 70. Marcus Smart 71. Wiggins 72. Brogdon 73. I honest to God don't have a single problem with this list. I don't know why this was getting so much hate. Now that I'm really going through it. Emmanuel quickly at 74. Michael Porter Jr. at 75 is shockingly low. Jeremy Grant at 76. Like, I think Jeremy Grant's better than this. I think Jeremy Grant's better than Wiggins personally. He's probably better than Brogdon currently. Player's choice saying Reeves greater than Kuzma. Thoughts? I mean, I don't think so, really. I just like Kuzma as the wing, being able to do some of the stuff he can do, like as a wing or a forward. But again, I don't hate any Reeves opinion right now, to be honest with you. Chris Paul at 77, definitely falling off. Agreed. Josh Giddey at 78. All right, I'm starting to rub my hands together like Birdman. Where's Ayton? I'm here for some of this hate. Would you be open to a Jeremy Grant trade? Sure, I guess. Depends on what it would look like. Giddey at 78. Mike Conley 79. Yeah, I like Mike Conley a lot. I've said before, Mike Conley is one of my favorite players of all time. John Collins at 80. Top 40 talent? Top 40? Oh. Like, let's just see. Who's 39th? Wasn't Dorian Finney-Smith in your top 80 at this point a year ago? When he was on the Mavericks, yeah. There's a Mavericks tax. For my rankings, always. I'm unapologetic about it. Let's see. Aaron Gordon, Pascal. I don't see it. I don't see John Collins being a top 40 player ever. Do you believe that Ayton for Holmes plus Tim? No, I don't believe that. In fact, that has been proven wrong. So I do kind of wish Mavs fans would stop parroting that shit, because I always see it. And I don't think it is a real thing that happened. You had Phoenix, like, people that Phoenix Suns fans think are really credible. And if a fan base says a beat reporter is credible, I'm going to listen to them, even though, Suns fans. But, like, this list aligns with your Wendell Carter Jr. greater than Ayton take. It does, and it's a correct take. But anyways, you had a Suns beat reporter who said that trade, like, the Suns weren't really considering that trade, and I think Stein even walked it back. Not necessarily walked it back, but said, like, that was a trade that was discussed, but it wasn't like a done deal. So I don't know. I wish it would stop being parroted as if that trade almost happened and the Mavericks fucked it up, because I don't think that's even true. Wendell Carter is way better than John Collins, by the way. Just want to say that. Al Horford, Mitchell Robinson. Okay. LaMelo Ball at 84. Huh. That's playoff ranking of 178. That's just not 178. That's egregious. That ranking right there almost just completely invalidates the entire list. That's insane. Mitchell Robinson better than LaMelo. What? Al Horford. John Collins. Mike Conley. No. Josh Giddey. No. Chris Paul. No. Jeremy Grant. No. Michael Porter Jr. No. Emmanuel Quickley. No. Malcolm Brogdon. No. Andrew Wiggins. No. Smart. No. 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 Maybe. No. 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 Maybe. No. 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 Maybe at some point in the near future. No. No. Yeah, I would say so. No. I like there might be a LaMelo Ball video in the pipeline. I don't get it. Yeah, so the playoff ranking stuff's a little bit confusing to me too, Mike, because I don't know, is it just going off of how we feel this player would translate in the playoffs? I'm assuming, because some of these guys have not even been in the playoffs. So I'm assuming it's just kind of how do we think this guy's game would translate to a postseason setting? If I wanted to win, I would take White and Cruz over LaMelo. This is unfortunately for LaMelo playing on a bad team. This is what it does. This is what it does, because LaMelo is an elite offensive talent, an elite playmaker. He has size. When he's locked in defensively, it's not terrible, and he can play off ball as well. So I don't like. It's just, again, being on a bad team has really ruined some of the perception about LaMelo. But he's really fucking good and uber talented. This list overall is not that bad. No, it's really not. The LaMelo Ball ranking is shocking to me. Robert Williams, CJ McCollum, Klay Thompson. It feels really low for Klay. Like, because I even feel like I'm way lower on Klay than other people, and I have him like in the 60s, I think. 87 is pretty low. Like, CJ McCollum was really bad last year. Like, kind of shockingly bad. Where it's like, will he get better? Because he's kind of getting older and stuff. Steven Adams at 88. Okongwu at 89. Okay. This might be the first list I've ever seen Okongwu in the top 100 in. Interesting. Kevon Looney. Tyus Jones, top 100. Okay. Okay. I mean, he's really good. DeAnthony Melton. I like Melton. Boyan. I mean, if we're going off like last year, Boyan is just way better than some of these guys. Bobby Portis, Markelle Fultz, nice. I almost had Markelle Fultz in my my top 100 after the season. Malik Monk, Norman Powell, Bruce Brown, Kyle Anderson, Herb Jones. Wow, really? No Jaden McDaniels. Oh, he forgot to add him. Okay. I get that. That's fair. KD was what, 7th or 8th? KD was behind Booker, which I respect again. J-Dub, misses out of the top 100. I think J-Dub's a top 100 player. Terrence Mann, Jose Alvarado, Dorian Finney-Smith, Al P, Torrey Craig. Okay, interesting. KCP. I had KCP 100th in my list. PJ Washington, Jordan Poole, Keldon Johnson. Jalen Williams clears Kyle Anderson. Yeah, I think J-Dub pretty much has to be on this list, especially because he does sort of factor in age and getting better. I don't know how J-Dub's not on this list. But I actually expected to go into this and just absolutely tear into it, but it was pretty good. His defense is why I have him lower than both of them, because I think White and Caruso are good enough for their role to win a championship. I don't think LaMelo is good enough to win. I mean, it's a fair concern, but I guess my thing is we don't know yet. Like, we haven't seen him in a good team. Missed a start. Where was Luka? He had Luka 4, which, like, the top 4. Okay, so if you're doing a top 100 list, if your top 4 does not include these 4 players, I'm immediately discrediting it. Like, I'm immediately disagreeing with it to the point where it's gonna be in my head the rest of the list. I think this was my exact top 4 too. So my list was actually pretty similar to this. Yeah. Oh, I had Luka 3rd. Well, what can I say? And then I think 5 through like 10 is all really interchangeable, to be honest with you. I think Tatum at 5 is fine. Jimmy at 6 feels a little bit high to me, but I do get it. I understand it. I think Devin Booker at 5 is fine. I think KD at 5 is fine. Embiid at 5 is fine. I'd have Luka 3, but I think him, Steph, Giannis are in the same tier, and Jokic is one by himself. Yeah, that's how I look at it too. I feel like those top 4 guys, in my opinion, are real comfortable top 4 guys. You know, Jokic is in a class of his own at 1, obviously. And like you said, the next 3 are all kind of interchangeable. And then I think there's like, I wouldn't want to say sizable, but there's like a noticeable gap after that, in my opinion, where you have like guys who are really, really great, but aren't the top 4 guys. That's just my viewpoint on it. Would I feel that way if I weren't a Mavericks fan? I would like to think so, actually. I would like to think I would. But, you know. All in all, though, Matt Moore got a lot of shit for this list. And I actually think it's pretty good. Like, I actually think it's a pretty good list. A healthy Kawhi season makes him 5th, in my opinion. Oh, yeah. I mean, a healthy Kawhi is like a top 3 player still, but you just don't see him on the floor, man. It really sucks. It really sucks. It will be one of the biggest what if careers ever, which is crazy to say because he has 3 rings, 2 rings, right? He was only a part of one of the Spurs one. 2 rings, 2 Finals MVPs. Switch teams, Luka on Golden State. Who goes deeper? Steph on Mavs, Luka on Golden State. Who goes deeper? Luka on Golden State. Steph on Mavs? That would be hilarious. Free wings. Whitley has free wings. No, the reason why I think Steph's incredible, obviously, but they don't have the personnel. The Mavericks don't have the personnel to do what the Golden State Warriors do. They don't have the point forward who is great at handoffs, great at passing. Would you trade for Kawhi? I mean, sure. It's cheap. Steph and Kyrie duo is disgusting, but the motion offense wouldn't work as great with the personnel the Mavericks have. And they don't have the the Mavericks don't have the Kevon Looney rebound vacuum. Well, all right. Pretty fun stream today. Tomorrow, I tentatively plan to wake up and stream this game. I'm 50-50. If I'm live, then I'm live. If I'm not, then I'm not. But if I'm not live, I probably will go live tomorrow around the same time as today's stream and just kind of talk about the game and stuff like that. So that's my plan. Maybe the most amazing thing about Kawhi is that he can sit out so long, step on the court, and instantly dominate. Yeah, man. He's really that guy. He's really that dude. What up, Sage? Well, that's all I got today. Thank you guys for coming in. Thank you guys for tuning in. If you guys haven't checked, if you guys haven't checked out the video I posted yesterday, motherfucker, I need to know if I need to get up at 6 a.m. I'm a game time decision. I don't know what you want me to tell you. It's like the NBA. You pay for a ticket. You pay for a ticket, and God knows what's going to happen. You pay for a ticket, and you never know. Wait, what? This is a tweet underneath my Trae Young video. This shit lame as hell. Boy, thought you were chill too. SMH SGA propagandist will become a sellout. That's what I have on my bio now. I took out the Kobe Buffkin one because I'm a little bit worried about him. Anybody seeing this, let me know where I can find a loyal Dallas content creator who doesn't do weird shit like this. Dude, this is so strange. Please. Please, if you're a Mavericks fan, please do not behave like this. It's fucking embarrassing and pathetic. Okay? It's embarrassing. Because I had some comments under this video too that where like Mavs fans were like, "Oh my god, what the hell?" Like, dude, come on, guys. It's honestly kind of embarrassing. The Trae Young stuff. Like, I thought we passed that like 3 years ago. Honestly, I was never even in it. I love the video. Thanks, B-Dot. Thanks for reading my comments. Thanks for commenting, Ben. Apparently you're not allowed to like non-Mavs player. Yeah, that's really weird. Really weird. Strange way to go about being a fan of sports. Feeling good. 10 pounds down. 70 to go. This is a loose fit double XL. So it makes me look obese, but it's not. Don't worry about it. All right, guys. Thank you guys for tuning in. All of the OGs, you guys know I love you very much. Could have spent your Friday afternoon anywhere in the world. You decided to spend it here. New subscribers, thank you guys so much. We're getting close. We're getting close to really ramping it up. Donations, members, thank you guys so much. You never have to do that, but it helps me out tremendously. It makes me feel so good. You guys enjoy your weekend. Again, I'll be live tomorrow. Oh, wait a second. I have a fantasy draft at noon. Okay, so if I don't wake up at 6 to stream the Sylvania game, I'm not streaming. So I am waking up. No promises. I'm going to try my hardest to wake up. No guarantees. I'm going to try my best. I'm going to set 12 alarms. And there's a very good chance I wake up at 10 in the morning and I'm like, wait, what happened to all my fucking alarms? And it turns out I turned them off without even thinking about it. You guys know what I'm talking about? Either way, you guys enjoy your weekend. I hope to see you tomorrow. Love you guys. Talk to you later. Thank you guys for coming by. I had a fun stream. I was really in the mood to stream today. So, love you guys. Again, check out that Trae video if you haven't already. Talk to you guys later. All of the stream VODs are available on the Slightly Biased Live playlist if you guys want to rewatch streams that you missed. Bye!